Hello, my amazing second grade artists. Today we are going to be starting our unit with yarn. Boys and girls, we are going to be using yarn a lot in the next month, and so today we are going to get ourselves familiar with using this material by making a God's eye. This is a way of wrapping yarn that creates this beautiful end product on our popsicle sticks. So, boys and girls, the first thing that we are going to be doing when we make our God's eye is you will have a popsicle stick cross. And we need to take a piece of yarn and tie the yarn onto our popsicle stick. So I am going to lay my yarn down on the table and put my X over the top. Then, boys and girls, I'm going to go ahead and put both ends on top of the bottom legs as if it was a scarf wrapping around the waist of our X. Then I'm going to make an X with the strings. I have put the short end on top of the long end. Now the short end is so quick that it's going to run a circle around the long end and into the center of the circle. So that short end wrapped around the long end. Now I'm going to take my fingers and grab the short end and grab the long end, and I'm going to pull tight. Now I want my strings to be extra secure, so I'm going to do that one more time to make what's called a double knot. So take the short end, lay it over top of the long end. Short over long. The short end's so quick that it runs a circle right around and underneath and into the inside of our circle here. It's snuck around. Then I take and pinch the short end and I pinch the long end and I pull them both together until they're nice and tight around my X. Now you may feel tempted to take some scissors and snip this off, but today I would like you to just leave it there. Now that we have our string attached to our X with a double knot, we are going to go ahead and lay it down on our table. We're going to be following a simple pattern of 1, 2, turn. So what I like to do is I like to go to 1, behind to 2, and turn it all the way until my string is at the bottom. Go up to 1, behind to 2, and turn it until it's at the bottom. Up to 1, behind to 2, and turn. Up to 1, behind to 2, and turn. My string should always be down here at the bottom before I go up to 1. You can't go up until you're down. Behind to 2 and turn. Up to 1, behind to 2 and turn. Boys and girls, as you get more and more comfortable with this, you're going to be able to do it up in the air, which is a little bit more easy to handle. So boys and girls, it is up, around, to the back, turn. Up, behind, turn. Up, behind, turn. Up, behind, turn. Now, boys and girls, one important thing about our strings is when we look at the back, we want each string to have its own seat on the popsicle stick. We don't want the strings to be sitting on top of each other. We want them to sit next to each other on the popsicle stick. That way we can make our pattern nice and wide. When I look at my example here, I will see that my strings are not very puffy. They're actually quite thin. That's because I gave each one of my strings its own place on the popsicle stick as it went out. So boys and girls, please make sure that when you look at the back side, your strings are not so puffy. We want our design to be nice and flat. So let's go over our pattern one more time. I'm at the 1, I go behind to 2, turn to the bottom. Up to 1, behind to 2, down to the bottom. Up to 1, behind to 2, down to the bottom. Up to 1, over to 2, and behind. Okay, boys and girls, our first step today is, of course, to tie a double knot onto your popsicle stick. Let's review one more time how we are going to tie our double knot. Take your string and lay it down on the table with your X on top. Take the short end and the long end and lay the short end over top of the long end. Tuck the little end into the middle of the circle and pull both sides. Repeat that one more time to make your double knot. Okay, boys and girls, let's head to our tables and you can get your popsicle sticks and your first line of string and get started with our knot tying.